Okay, so my next set of books is going to be books about space, or not about space, but that use space. And so my first one is The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. I really love Shel Silverstein, but this is not one that I had read. And it broke my heart. And it will for sure be going in my classroom one day. And so it is about a story of a tree and a young boy. And I'll read you the first couple pages, and I'll kind of speed through it after that. So once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come, and he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches and eat apples, and they would play hide and go seek, and when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much, and the tree was happy. But time went by, and the boy grew older, and the tree was often alone. So then basically, this page, the boy has, I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's pretty long. Basically, on this page, the boy has become older, and she says, come, play with my trunk and swing from my branches and, do things you used to do as a child. And he says, I can't. I need things to buy money, or I need money to buy things. And she says, I don't have any money, but if you take all my apples, you can sell them for money. And so then he takes all the apples down from the tree. And the tree was happy. Then the boy stayed away for a long time, and when he became, middle-aged man, he said, I'm too busy to climb trees. I want a house to keep me warm. I want a wife and I want children, so I need a house. And she says, I cannot give you a house, but the forest is my house, so you may cut off my branches. And so then the boy cut off all of her branches to go to the house. And this made the tree happy. Then the boy stayed away for a long time until he was an elderly gentleman. And he says, I'm too old and sad to play, said the boy. I want a boat that will take me far away from here. Can you give me a boat? She says, I can't give you a boat, but cut down my trunk and you can build a boat. And so the boy cut down her trunk and made a boat and sailed away. And the tree was happy, but not really. And after a long time, the boy came back again. I am sorry, boy, said the tree, but I have nothing left to give you. And basically she says, my apples are gone. And he says, but my teeth are too weak for apples. My branches are gone, said the tree. You cannot swing on them. I am too old to swing on branches, said the boy. My trunk is gone, said the tree. You cannot climb. I am too tired to climb, said the boy. I wish that I could give you something, but I have nothing left. I am just an old stump. I am sorry. And he says, I don't need very much now, said the boy, just a quiet place to sit and rest. I am very tired. Well, said the tree. And then basically she says, but you can sit on my stump and rest. And the boy did. And the tree was happy. And so I felt it necessary to share so much of that book because it touched my heart. But you can see on each page, there's not always a ton of words. The tree takes up a lot of page, but there's still a lot of white space on the page. And I think on some level, that is for us as readers to infer what is happening around them. But I think it's also, this is such an important story. This is a story about you can take, and people may say they're happy, but eventually they run out of things to give you. And that's when you realize the things that really matter. It's not money or boats or houses, but it's the things that really care about you or the people that really care about you. You can't just take. But I think the message of the story is so important. Shel Silverstein didn't want to overload it with a bunch of illustrations because that's not what this book needs. Now, I think the illustrations really drive the point home where we really see the tree lose its leaves and its branches and its apples. And I think if we were just reading about it, we wouldn't think about it as much. But I think even as an adult, when I read this book, I was like, oh my gosh, he's taking everything from that tree. And so I think that is why the illustrations are so important in here. And I mean, on some level, color can even play into this because everything's black and white. I mean, there's no color. And so your life without people that really love you is no color. And so this book made an impact on me. The second book could also fall into color, but I chose it for space. So this is called Press Here by Hervé Tollet, maybe? I don't know. You can read that for yourself. And this book was kind of funny. So on each page it has directions, and this one says, press here and turn the page. I have short little hands, guys. Great. Now press the yellow dot again. Pressed it. Perfect. Rub the dot on the left gently. And so you go through and you follow these directions, and then it adds a new color. And then it kind of walks you through. And then, like here on the last page, I told you to shake it just a little bit, and then it says, not bad, but maybe a little bit harder. And then it says, there, well done. Now tilt the page to the left to see what happens. So when you tilt it to the left, it looks like everything ran down. And then to the right, a little more. And so then you flip it this way. And so it just goes on to do this, but the dots roll all over the page. And like here, you hit it too hard. Now the lights are off. So this book could literally not happen without the illustrations. I don't even necessarily think it needs the colors, but it literally couldn't happen with the illustrations because this is an interactive book, which I think is really cool. Like you could have different students like do the popsicle sticks out, be like, number 4, press here, and then we'll turn the page. And so I thought, I think it's kind of cool. But I chose this for space because the focus is always on the dots and the word. There's not a lot happening, anything like that. I don't know of any literary elements this necessarily falls into. I mean, it doesn't have conflict resolution, nothing, but it does prove that they can follow directions. So as far as literary elements, I'm not sure that pulls in anything. But I do think it does a really good job of using all the space on the page. Yeah, so I thought this book was really, really kind of cute. So the back says, press here. That's right. Just press the yellow dot and turn the page. The single touch of a finger sparks a whimsical dance of color and motion in this joyful celebration of the power of imagination. And so it does use their imagination because like they'll see you turn the page, but like they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, now the page is different. And so it does use their imagination. As once again, like I said, as far as literary elements, I don't really think there's a lot, but I thought it was too cute to pass that. I really did. I mean, to pull it in with literary elements, you could have them create a story based off these 3 colors, like the 3 colors go on an adventure or anything like that when they're just learning like basic colors and basic writing. That could be something cool to tie into literature. So that's what I have for my space books.